Chris Brockman.
I love action.
Somebody needs a new pair of shoes.
Oh, baby.
Okay, that'll be your newborn, correct?
Well, he needs lots of things.
Cage is growing like a weed.
He's a monster.
All right, the Belmont Stakes, the normally final leg of the Triple Crown.
Belmont Stakes.
That event. You said that into a microphone 5 NFL drafts ago, I think, Chris, and it's lived in infamy forever. The Belmont Stakes. It's the Stakes on NBC at 2:45 p.m. Eastern Time. A whole host of a cast of thousands. Mike Tirico and our friend who's back here on the Rich Eisen Show, Eddie Olczyk. How are you, Eddie-O?
Hey, Rich, nice to be with you. And I heard you say baby needs a new pair of shoes.
Yes, sir.
And, I'm on the verge of becoming a grandfather for the first time in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, so, Eddie.
My oldest son, Eddie, and my daughter-in-law, Erica, are a couple of weeks away from bringing a new foal into this world. And we're looking, obviously, very excited and hard to believe that my oldest son turned 31 yesterday. And a quick story, if I could, Rich.
Please, Eddie.
Back in the day, in my hockey playing days, I was a member of the New York Rangers back in 1994. And
I remember.
We won the Stanley Cup. And in the celebration, our Stanley Cup parade happened to be on June the 17th of 1994, and all the families assembled at Madison Square Garden to get on the buses to take us to the floats to go down in Manhattan, Wall Street, and the Canyon of Champions, what have you. So all the families were there, and at that time I had 2 very young children. My oldest son, Eddie, that happened to be his birthday. It was June 17th of 1994, but he was born in 89, so he was 5 years old, obviously. My youngest son, Tommy. So we're on the float, and it's about 90 degrees out. I got my sweater on, and it's got my shorts on and flip-flops, and it's like 1,000 degrees. You got 3 million people out there and celebrating the Rangers' first cup in 54 years. And I don't know, maybe about a mile into the trip, Rich, my son, Eddie, my oldest son, whose birthday was that day,
yes,
tugs on my shorts and kind of, waves me down because he's a little fella, and I lean down and he says, "Dad?" I go, "Yeah, Eddie, what's up?" He goes, "Thanks for inviting all these people to my birthday party."
Oh.
And I was like, you know what? The rest of your life, buddy, is going to be a letdown because I don't think they let 3 million people into Chuck E. Cheese here.
There's no canyon. There's no canyon of heroes in Chuck E. Cheese. I don't think. Right?
Exactly. So we actually spent some time together yesterday and just kind of reminisce, and I'm like, where in the hell is 26 years gone? He's going to be a dad here in a couple of weeks, and I'm going to be a grandfather. So so really cool.
So
really
I guess since we are talking about the sport of horse racing here, if your grandchild is about to be sired, do you get a stud fee? Yes or no?
All I know, it's probably costed me about $2 million myself.
Who's counting?
I don't think
Fantastic.
I'm getting that too rich, as we say in the lingo around the Olczyk household. I don't think I'm getting that schmill back. I don't think I'm getting that back. So.
But the joy that is arriving soon.
Can't wait. Can't wait. Yeah,
that
really
is
cool.
great.
Really
well,
cool.
and based on the conversation we had with Hank Goldberg yesterday on our show, he's been our resident handicapper. The Hammer's been one of our resident handicapper, our go-to guy for so many years, and now you've joined us as well for the last couple of years on this subject. Anybody looking to get rich on the Belmont Stakes might have to wait for the next leg, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could always look at it, Rich, and again, being a horse player my whole life, and you look at it and go, okay, well, 'tis the law, the 8 horse is, if the Kentucky Derby was run tomorrow, he would be the favorite, and he's probably the best 3-year-old when he is on his best, and right now he is doing well. A New York bred, running the Belmont, and we know the world we're living in, and again, let's put it all in perspective. We know what the real world is. This horse racing world's in another world, and it's entertainment, and, we're going to be working on NBC on Saturday, and I'll be working from home, which I'm looking forward to that, and handicapping, hopefully making some people some money and get a little bit of entertainment. But look, 'tis the law, 6-5 morning line, meaning if you bet 5, you win 6. I don't think you're going to get 6-5. I think you're probably going to get more like 3-5, meaning if you bet 5, you win 3, so you put $8 in your pocket in a matter of about a minute and 48 seconds, which I think that people over at Wall Street would probably take that every day of the week if you can turn 5 into 8 for every minute and 48 seconds you're working. But how do you turn a 3-5 shot, Rich, into 8 or 9 to 1, and that's my goal as a handicapper, and most handicappers is how can you do that? Well, you can do that by exactas, getting the exact order of the top 2 finishers, or a trifecta, getting the top 3 finishers, and so there's value there. If you don't like Tiz the Law, you're going to get paid, but he certainly looks like the horse to beat.
All right, Eddie Olczyk, you now have the floor on how do you turn that into 8 to 1, 9 to 1.
Let's go, Eddie. Yeah. Come on now. Let's go, buddy. Let's go.
You've got the floor.
Well, it's funny, Rich. You just mentioned 8 to 9 to 1, and the 2 horses that I'm actually going to build all of my tickets around are the 8 and 9 horse. So we'll talk about Tiz the Law is the 8 horse. He's going to be the favorite. And I'm also going to use the 9 horse Dr. Post, who's trained by Todd Fletcher, who has won the Belmont, it seems like, 1,000,000 times, and one of the top conditioners we have in our sport. And the horse is owned by Vinny Viola, who happens to own the Florida Panthers, so a little hockey tie in there.
Nice.
Vinny has owned some really good horses. He won the Kentucky Derby a couple of years ago with Always Dreaming, and he won the Breeders' Cup Classic last year with Vino Rosso. So he knows his way around the barn. He's got some good horses. And this is a really talented horse who's coming into his own. And again, Rich, with the pandemic and horse racing and all of our lives being put on hold for a period of time, no difference in horse racing. This horse would not have made the Triple Crown in a normal year just because he did not mature enough or quickly enough to get him to the races in his 3-year-old year. So I'm going to be playing all of my tickets around the 8-9, 9-8, and hopefully turning that 3 to 5 shot in Tiz the Law into 8 or 9 to 1. So I would advise anybody that's looking to play and get their feet wet to make sure that they use the 9 Dr. Post.
So now I'm mandated to ask that, since you say the owner is the owner of the Florida Panthers. Yep. Is the Post and Dr. Post a hockey term? Hit the post here?
No, I think this is more on a personal level for Vinny and the St. Elias stables than it is a hockey. So yeah, no. No.
It's not a hockey term.
The post, as you know, for goaltenders, the only people that love the goalpost are the goalies.
That's what I'm saying.
That's about the extent.
No,
right?
I understand that. I didn't know if...
No, good question.
Thank you.
But no tie to hockey as far as I know with Dr. Post for Vinny Viola.
Didn't know if Van Beesbrook was part of the ownership. I did, See, I went, and I'm a Ranger guy, and I went Van Beesbrook with Florida. See, I'm trying to connect some dots here.
I hear you. I hear you.
Okay, so who else? Which else? What other horses other than 8-9 might you consider here?
I think you got to look at the 2 horse Sole Volante, horse that now is. I mean, this is old school racing here. This horse ran only 10 days ago, which 25 and 35 years ago, that seemed to be pretty normal, where horses ran, thoroughbreds ran, if they were ready, 10 days, 15 days after a race. Now, this is a horse that will probably be coming from a good distance out of it, Rich, but this horse is doing very well. I don't think Patrick Biancone, the trainer, would be sending this horse in this situation. The horse finished second in the Tampa Bay Derby to King Guillermo, who happens to be owned by Victor Martinez, longtime Major League All-Star and player for a long time. He owns that horse, King Guillermo, who might be right now, Rich. Victor, he might have the second, he probably has a third best horse, 3-year-old right now in training, ready for the Kentucky Derby. So an interesting storyline for your viewers and listeners out there. But I would say you have to use the 2 horse as well. The 1 horse, Tap It to Win's got a lot of speed, but I think there's some other speed in here that might put a little bit of pressure. So I'm going to build, like I said, I'm going to build a majority of my tickets around the 8-9.
Yep.
But I think you certainly have to use the 2 horse Sole Volante maybe as a horse underneath.
Okay. All right, Eddie. So did you take that down, Chris? You take that down?
We're all over it. We're all over it.
Okay. All right. Our buddy Hank Goldberg likes pneumatic. He also, and he likes what is that? Modernist. Number 4.
Okay, well look at after Hammer and Hank and yours truly, we've got it covered. I mean we've got half the field. So what does that tell you? Okay, go ahead and bet the other 5.
No, I know. No, don't say that. But you brought it just like Hammer did yesterday, where you not only give us your thoughts and maybe can make some people some money. You brought another wonderful story. Yours is uplifting in the fact of your beautiful son, who's now going to give you a grandchild, thought that the entire parade for the Rangers was for him and his birthday. That's a wonderful, lovely, beautiful story. Just on the opposite side, Hank Goldberg recounted the time that Jimmy the Greek slapped Brent Musburger across the face. So that's on the other end of things. So, but you both brought it, is what I'm saying, and we appreciate it.
Full circle. We got it all. We got it all covered on the Rich Eisen Show. I'm just glad to be a very small piece of it. Rich,
No, Eddie, I love when you're on. So thanks for the call. We'll have you on again real soon.
Sounds good, man. Be well. Take care.
You be well, too. Eddie Olczyk joining us here. 8-9, Exacta box 8-9. He likes it.
Yes.
Throw the 2 in there if you want to Exacta box something other than 'Tis the Law. You want a trifecta, maybe go for it. Bottom line is tune into the Belmont Stakes at 2:45 Eastern on Saturday. Mike Tirico and cast of thousands.
Let's go.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.